Let's talk about the challenges because this is what brought me to realizing I'm an HSP. Hi, I'm Deepta. I am a holistic, integrative, creative arts therapist, and I use mind body tools like art therapy, EFT, or it's also called tapping, mindfulness techniques to help my clients heal by connecting to their body, to their emotions, to themselves, and find their way back to joy. The world is not built for us. I've said this before, I'll say it again. It's increasingly loud, it's increasingly fast, and even there is not much encouragement, right? Like people really don't really appreciate us for taking time off, or when we say we need to take things slow, I need more time, it's always an urgent deadline. It's get like 17 things done. Why are you sleeping so much? Why aren't you not able to go on like 4 hours of sleep? One of the things I do want to highlight is because we tend to take in so much information and we tend to process it with such a depth, we need a lot more downtime. So HSPs will need more sleep than the non-HSPs. So know that one of the challenges you will face is our system and our society doesn't really appreciate taking time off, sleeping in more, uh, withdrawing and taking some quiet time. These are not things that are encouraged. Usually extrovertedness is really celebrated, and this kind of wanting to be by yourself is just really looked at. And sometimes there would be labels and diagnoses there about why are you being so shy or why are you being so aloof, right? So these can be challenges. So the judgment is one of the biggest challenges, I think. And the negative association of the word sensitivity is another one. I don't know if you felt it. I think growing up, I've heard this over and over again. I am asked these questions. It was very natural for me to also ask myself these questions. I'm like, why am I like this? Like, why am I not like my friends? Why do I not want to be in this loud discotheque with flashing lights? And why do I not want to party until 3 a.m.? So many of the challenges we face are how society is built and systems are built, right? The sensitivity is negatively framed is what I just spoke about. Now, the other aspect is it's not just the emotional sensitivity. Because we take in a lot of information, and we as human beings mammals do this too, we take in a lot of information through our senses. Sight is the most, so we take in about 80 to 85% of information through our eyes. If you ever find yourself overwhelmed, closing your eyes is the first way to reduce the information going into our brain, right? So we take in a lot more, so we're more visually attuned. That means things that are coming at us also have an impact on us a lot more. We hear more. Some people will be more auditorily, they're just more sensitive to sound. Some people more sensitive to smell, taste, touch, like temperature, fabric, pressure, things like that. So sensory overload is a real thing. Now, as I see parents with babies, and I notice how babies do respond, how they respond to loud sounds. And I notice now that parents are a lot more attuned to now taking the baby away from the loud sound, or acknowledging that, oh, this heat is really affecting her, or noticing that, I've also seen like kids' brands having the labels on the outside. This is such an amazing win for me because I'm like, oh my God, HSPs, I know some of them who are very sensitive to tactile stuff, and if they could have those labels on the outside, I'm sure they would love it. But I do end up cutting out the labels, and that little edge will bother me. Not so much because I'm not so highly sensitive on the tactile, but I am on visual. If I see a room that's not designed well, like the curtains are a weird shiny thing, it'll bother me. It'll bother me for the entire trip. I'll just keep looking at it and be like, oh, the rest of the room is so beautiful. Now, the aspect that I love is something that's challenging for you can also become your gift, right? So I told you that I'm more sensitive to the visual stimuli. It's also a gift because when I walk in to a beautifully designed space, it affects me a lot more than it affects a non-HSP person. So when I do say challenges, also look at the flip side of this could become some of our gifts, right? I spoke about sensory overload. Let's talk about anxiety and overwhelm. Imagine a machine that's just built to take in a lot of information and process it a lot. Our world has become just flooded with such huge amounts of information that even non-HSP brains are facing overwhelm and anxiety and a lot of issues based on that. The amount of news and just information that we consume through social media. Technology has made so much available to us, and it's been designed in such addictive ways, we're not able to shut it down. Now, HSPs, take that 10, 15 fold, the struggle is real, right? So, anxiety, overwhelm, sensory overload. I would say that these have been a constant in my life until I found the tools that worked for me. And so, if you've been feeling this, you know why. And soon we'll talk about how do we manage this. I think I've spoken through all of them. One of the other aspects is, and this is why I also became a mind-body therapist, is HSPs will not be able to just push through, right? When we hit our low point, when we've done too much, when the overwhelm, everything, our energy is drained, let's call it burnout for now, but I would even say temporarily, right? Like I had an exhausting day, I just cannot push through. My body will give me physical symptoms to shut me down. That is how it is. Because our nervous system is so highly attuned, it is also very protective. So you will maybe, for me, let me talk from personal experience, migraines, cold, fever will show up as ways for me to just close down if I'm not able to do it on my own. Our life is right now like full throttle, right? That's what is encouraged from us. And it doesn't work for HSPs. HSPs like slow. We like rest. We like deep, right? And for creative work, for example, I don't know how many of you are creatives, we can't be rushed into it. We need that expansive space. So those are some of the challenges that HSPs face on a regular basis, on a daily basis. And the good news is there are wonderful ways, there are wonderful tools available to turn that around, turn that story around. If it has been a lot of struggle and chaos and feeling really down, I know that HSPs, because of how society is not built for us, not many people know about this. I think by the time, I remember maybe I'm in my mid-30s, right? And I've seen the literature. They do talk about, the therapists who work with HSPs, they do talk about how our self-esteem is just down in the dumps because we feel like a failure. We don't know why everyone else is able to do it and we're not able to do it. They're going faster, they're able to work, stay in jobs, but we're not able to handle what society has told us. The story becomes what's wrong with me, not, oh, this doesn't work for me. I know what works for me. This is what I need to thrive. So this kind of reframing is really important. And I feel like that is very much part of the healing journey. So I'm going to move in my next video, I'll talk about how can we take care of our beautiful selves.